Have you ever pondered what it truly means to use your talents and resources wisely? This question brings us to a notable parable found within the pages of the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 25, verses 14 through 30. Known as the parable of the talents, it stands as one of the many teachings of Jesus, highlighting the significance of prudently utilizing the gifts and resources bestowed upon us. In this captivating narrative, we find a master and his 3 servants. The master, about to embark on a journey, entrusts his servants with his possessions, or talents, as they are referred to. Each servant receives a different amount, and what they choose to do with their given talents forms the crux of the story. So what are these talents and how do the servants use them? Let's explore. The master, about to embark on a journey, entrusts his servants with his talents. Now, it's important to understand that in the context of this parable, a talent was not a skill or ability as we might think of it today. Instead, it was a measurement of weight, often used to denote a large sum of money. However, in our modern interpretation, we often view these talents as our innate abilities or skills. The master, in his wisdom, does not distribute the talents evenly. He gives 5 talents to the first servant, 2 to the second, and 1 to the third. This distribution is not arbitrary, but rather is given each according to their ability. This speaks volumes about the master's knowledge of and trust in his servants. He understands their potential and hands them the tools accordingly. The master's journey represents time. So how do these servants, representing us, use this time and these talents? With the master away, each servant chooses to handle their talents differently. The first 2, brimming with initiative and courage, choose to invest their talents. Like farmers sowing seeds in fertile soil, they nurture their gifts, allowing them to flourish and grow. Miraculously, they each double the value of what was entrusted to them. On the other hand, the third servant, crippled by fear and apprehension, buries his talent in the ground. He makes no attempt to use or grow it, representing those of us who, out of fear or self-doubt, choose not to use our talents or time effectively. This story, as simple as it may seem, is a profound metaphor for how we choose to live our lives. It begs the question, are we like the first 2 servants, using our gifts wisely, or are we like the third, burying our potential out of fear? When the master returns, he assesses how each servant has used their talents. Their choices have consequences. Upon his return, the master evaluates each servant's use of their talents. He is pleased with the first 2 servants. They had taken their talents, embraced the opportunity, and multiplied their value. For their diligence and initiative, the master rewards them. "Well done, good and faithful servant," he praises. "You've been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things." The reward for their wise use of talents is greater responsibility. However, the third servant, paralyzed by fear and inaction, hid his talent away. The master rebukes him, calling him a wicked, lazy servant. His talent is taken from him and given to the one who has 10 talents. This harsh consequence illustrates a profound principle. Unused talents are ultimately lost. So, the parable of the talents implores us to use our gifts and resources wisely, for they are not just for our benefit, but for the benefit of others as well. The parable of the talents, a profound story, carries a timeless message. It begins with the giving of talents, each according to their ability. The choices made by the servants to either invest or bury led to distinct consequences. The one who feared and hid his talent was severely reprimanded, while the others were rewarded. The parable encourages us to utilize our gifts wisely and fruitfully. In essence, we must make the most of what we have been given, not out of fear, but out of a desire to serve and contribute.